We spoke about yesterday about the ratio, how many people of the Jewish people go to the army of the kingdom and taking care of the kingdom, and how many people sit in Torah. So Machlekes Rishonim, but the Rambam holds la halacha that 16%, shishit, sixth, they go to the army, and 84% take care of the government. But there's another Gemara in Masechet Soito that the Gemara deals who are the people that we can choose to be in the army of the king. So the Gemara says only people which are totally righteous. In what level? The Gemara brings down an example that they don't speak between putting the tefillin of the hand and the tefillin of the head. If a person that speaks there means he doesn't have a full Yirat Shamayim, that person cannot be a person that can be chosen to be in the army of Hashem. The Rambam says that before the Jewish people go to the army, go to war, the head of the army stands up, the Kohanim stand up, and they say, listen, when you are at war, you can't think about your wife and kids, you can't think about the Jewish people in the back, because then you lose focus at war. You cannot put any fear in your heart. Totally focus at war to win. And if a person cannot focus, when he sees a sword, he gets weakened, blood, he gets weakened, that person cannot go to the army. He can do other jobs. So, being in the front line, you need to be a person with merits that the Jewish people can rely on. And the Rambam says, the Kohen tells them, listen, the entire Jewish people rely on you. If you lose focus for a second, and you think about your wife and kids and others, and you're not focused on war, it's the biggest sin that all the blood that can come out of that you're not focused, it's on you're responsible. Complete responsibility. Which means who goes to the army physically, frontline? Only people that emotionally, mentally can take responsibility, full responsibility of what they're doing and understand what they're doing. Totally focused to the level that the Rambam says that when the man goes into the war and he sees a Goyish woman, and the Torah says that you're allowed to be with a woman, a Goyish woman, at war. So one of the things the Rambam says, you're not allowed to take her to a side room and be with her. You cannot live with this woman with a Goyish woman in a side room. It has to be in public. In a very, very disgraced way. Why? Because if you go in a side room, you're basically taking yourself away from the war. Days of the war is dangerous. You're putting the entire Jewish nation in danger. Obviously, who can do that in public? Nobody. See, maybe don't do it. But there's the same point. It's responsibility. When you're at war, you're totally focused. The Rambam says, when you're at war, you're allowed to eat even pieces, big pieces of pig. Marano. Even pigs. Even big pieces of pig. Juicy, big pieces of a pig. Chazir. Why? Because you have to focus on war. And even now look for kosher food and right food. you're not going to focus. It's all responsibility and focus.
Even if you are that,
when Shaul HaMelech had war and they were winning the Philistine, there's a whole story that he said you're not allowed to eat. You should fast till the end of the war because the Palestinians were falling against the Jewish people, running away. And until we totally don't run after them and get rid of them, the war is not finished. So Shaul made the nation to take an oath that you're not to eat till you finish. Take your adrenaline and fight and focus till the end. You're not to eat. And Yonatan, he went ahead, the child of King Saul. He saw a forest of honey, and he took a cane and he took a piece of honey and he became blind. And the whole story that the Jewish people bailed him out from the oath. It's not the point now. The point is focus. The point is, who goes to the army? Only people which totally focus to the level that you fast when you run. The Rambam brings down, and the we fast. I met my brother-in-law's father, Rabbi Noam Glazer's father. Zecher Tzadik Baruch, he died. He told me that when he went in 1982 in Lebanon to fight, he said almost for 3 days they didn't eat. Or 2 days and a half. The adrenaline, they didn't sleep for 2 days. The adrenaline was so strong, and they were running and were able to just get into Lebanon and nobody was stopping them with tanks. They didn't eat. They didn't think about nothing, water, just shooting and in war. At the total focus. So it's not only to become a Talmid Chacham, you need to have a zechus. Also to go to the Army of HaShem, physical army, you have to have a lot of very strong criteria. You have to have strong character. The criteria are very high. The Goyim give numbers on people's soldiers' health. And every Jew which has circumcision, they give him 97. Right? Profile. Your profile is 97. According to Judaism, your profile doesn't start with you have a bris milah, a bris milah is 100. Your profile starts with you speak you speak in the middle of davening, in the middle of Kiras HaTorah. You speak between Tefillah Shadul Rosh. What's your Shamayim? Can you take responsibility and totally focus, not thinking about your man and war, totally be focused? There's rules to be in the Army of HaShem. So the message of my Muslims today is either way, the Jewish people at Tzivois HaShem, the Army of HaShem. You can choose physical Army of HaShem or spiritual army. Obviously, you want to be the spiritual army. It's a higher level, like you want to be in the army in a higher rank, a higher level, to be a soldier, to be a general, whatever it is. And we say every soldier that's not been trained or he doesn't want to become a general is not even a soldier. He's not a good soldier. You have to look forward to go up. Hashem expects from us to shoot up and look up. So you want to be rabbis. Why in the aspect you want to be the rabbis that guard? But there's no way out. Every way you are, you're Tzivos Hashem. You in the Army of HaShem. Army of HaShem is an army that takes responsibility, the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you act, the way you think. There's a whole different world. And therefore, if I see Yeshiva Boch and I ask for Yeshiva, that he sleeps, comes late, he doesn't take responsibility, so he's not part of the game. Cannot be part of the game. Okay. We accept everyone as Tamimim, as we said yesterday, the Rambam says, you accept Talmid Tamim, simple. Ba'alei Tshuva, simple. But if I see that a person is not really involved in the yeshiva as a Baal Tshuva, he's a fake out. He's not tamim. It's a lie. But if in your emotions you want to come close to Hashem, okay, you have problems, so we take care of you. But if you don't want to come close to Hashem, that inner desire you don't have inside of you, so you don't belong here. We are coming to days, transmission days. We're very close, we don't know when and what, but definitely very close to Yemoi Mashiach. And now we talk about the ratio of 84%, who is a soldier, who is a rabbi, who can be a rabbi. Anyone can become a rabbi if he passed the test? No. To appoint a rabbi is not a passing the test. That's a giving. It's your midos, your shamayim, you care for other Jews. That's where smicha is about, becoming a rabbi, caring about others. When I became a rabbi, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef gave us smicha. He gave me smicha and others. And he said, he told us a story. And he said, the job of the rabbis is to take care of the Jews. He brought us a tshuva of the Rambam. The Rambam ran away from Spain and he went through North Africa. And he traveled all the way to Egypt. And he opened the yeshiva there. And he said that the students of the yeshiva, they want to learn Gemara with Rif. And he wanted to teach them Gemara with the Rambam. Yad HaChazakah, because the order is very easy. And you learn Gemara with the Rambam, you come out very clear. The subject becomes very clear, not all mixed up. With the Rif, he said, it's not so clear. So he rather teach them the Gemara with the Rambam, what he wrote. But because the student didn't want, he says, what can I do? My job is to help them, and their will is really helping them. So that's why I changed myself. So he told us, rabbis, you become a rabbi, is not what you want, what they need. Is not what you want, is what they need. So now you're learning to become a rabbi in the yeshiva. You have to perfect your midos. It's not just learning Torah, you're learning information. You're learning how to act. You're learning what is in your mind. Even before you become a rabbi, think about the needs of others. In the dining room, and putting the books back in the shelves, cleaning the place, clean place. The guy comes in, to be nice to him, to embrace him, to bring him close, to lift him. Moshe Rabbeinu became Moshe Rabbeinu when he was young. The Midrash says that Moshe Rabbeinu, when he was a shepherd and there was a sick sheep, what did he do? He picked it up, put him in his back. He cared for him, he took care of him. Hashem says, you take care of your sheep, you can take care of the Jewish people. The Chofetz Chaim, when he was young, a young boy, his friends took the buckets of the neighbor that used to draw water out of the ground, out of the wells. That was his job. And they put water inside his bucket in order that at night it will be frozen, and next morning he won't have a job. He's going to have to work hard to break the ice in order to fill it with water and sell water. So what the Chofetz Chaim did, he couldn't fight his friends. When they all went to sleep, he sneaked out of the house and he took out the water out of the buckets. The well guy wouldn't work hard. He had the good midos from a young age. Becoming a rabbi starts now. It's not just knowledge. It's a character of understanding and caring for others in the same way Hashem cares for us. May Hashem give us, each one of us, the right direction. Baruch Hashem, all of you came to yeshiva. You've chosen to become rabbis. Baruch Hashem. I hope you choose that. Not everybody's zoicha. A lot of people come to yeshiva and not zoicha. After 1, 2 months, 1 year, half a year, they leave. 3 years. They don't become rabbis. They don't become Torah, But if you're on the track, it's not only knowledge, it's good midos. Yira shamayim, caring about others. Hashem should give us the bracha to be that and learn that and become real Torah luminaries, teachers for the entire Jewish nation. Ki mitzion tetzat Torah.